Here's a big prep day as a personal chef in Beverly Hills. First thing I like to do is get my steak seasoned ASAP, simply with kosher salt, the last of my mushroom powder, black pepper, and a bit of garlic butter. After washing my russet potatoes, I coat in kosher salt and wrap in aluminum foil before baking at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 40 minutes or until soft. We got a shipment of mixed mushrooms from the farmer's market, so I just break those up, toss in olive oil and a bit of salt, throw it onto a sheet pan and get it roasting. Depending on the kind of mushroom, I like to cook them differently. For more delicate mushrooms, I always prefer roasting so that they don't shred or fall apart in the rough saute. For meatier mushrooms like this cremini, I like to gently saute in a little bit of butter and garlic. Once they're cooked down, I hit it with some sherry wine and get that reducing. I'm also going to add the roasted mushrooms here. Once you roast the more delicate mushrooms, they'll firm up and you won't have to worry about them breaking up. Once the alcohol has been burned off, I add in a bit of Dijon mustard and fresh thyme with a bit of chicken stock to make it saucier. Then a dollop of creme fraiche to make it creamy, fresh tarragon, parsley, and chives. This is going to be the sauce for our steaks. It's almost lunchtime, so I get those steaks on the grill and get ready to plate. Lunch is a baked potato with butter on the side, steaks cooked rare as always, a little Maldon, wilted spinach, roasted squash, pickled shallots for acidity, and our wild mushroom sauce with creme fraiche and tarragon. Then we go straight into weekend prep. I always cook them a whole chicken to eat over the weekend. Always slightly different. This chicken will be shredded, so I spatchcock it by cutting out the spine and using my hand to flatten it. I've got a little bit of sazon left, so I just generously sprinkle that all over with a bit of olive oil and I let that sit for an hour before putting its skin down on a preheated carbon steel pan with a bit of avocado oil. I flip it halfway and then cook it until it's done. Look at how beautiful it is when it's ready. She is in love with the regular Asian chicken salad dressing. He wanted to try a peanut butter variation, so I just whisked in some peanut butter for his. I get a lot of questions asking if my clients ask for a repeat of any dishes, and the answer is yes. There are just some dishes that they really enjoy every other week. They apologize saying that it must be boring for me to make, but honestly, it's nice not to have to think of creating something new for every meal. 14 meals a week is an awful lot of creating if you're changing it up every week. That's 56 meals a month or 2,912 meals a year. That's a lot of dishes. I have met a few private chefs who make the switch from restaurants, and even chefs with years of experience in Michelin-star kitchens have trouble making the switch because they go from a few elaborate dishes per season to having to cook a new meal from scratch every single day. It's definitely a different skill set. And for something new, they requested borscht this weekend. So I sweated down some minced onion in a bit of olive oil, and while that's going, I shredded beets and carrots. Once the beets have mostly cooked down, I add in the carrots with a bit of salt and black pepper. I also made a beet puree with some beets and water to turn into the soup base. I add that in, I gently cook it until the beets and carrots are cooked but still have a little bit of a bite. Simply seasoned with a bit of sherry vinegar to brighten up all those earthy flavors. For the last meal of the weekend, a grain bowl. Quinoa, steamed asparagus, curry cauliflower, roasted sweet potato with cumin, marinated tomatoes, and fresh cucumbers. I also made them a balsamic vinaigrette for them to pour over. Finally, their dinner. So I made her favorite salmon crudo with yuzu soy, avocado, wonton chips, and caviar, and he got his grilled salmon niçoise with just a bit of quinoa for texture, green beans, potatoes, avocado, pickled shallots, lettuce, tossed with a balsamic vinaigrette, finished with an avocado rose, and the grilled salmon. Love to see all you guys sending me photos of your avocado rose. It's so cute, I love it. And as always, thank you guys for watching and engaging.